Hello everyone. I want to discuss this evening on how to handle very difficult situations. Sometimes you come to a hospital and they are going to give you information that your closest one is dead. Or maybe they want to give you information like you've got, maybe if you're a girl, you've got a breast cancer. Or they want to tell you you've got a colonic cancer. Or they want to tell you you just give birth after looking for a child for like 10 years. We just did a cesarean section, and right now the baby could not make it. The baby didn't cry, so the baby is dead. So how can somebody handle this volume of information? Because it has depressed a lot of people. Many people have not been able to handle. In fact, right now we're having in the clinic somebody who is having psychosis because of the bad event that has happened, and we are trying to see if we can give like a mental reconstitution of that way she's perceiving that very bad event. So generally there are ways to handle these things, and if you handle them that way, you will come out fine. And it's not like they didn't happen, it will come out fine. The first way is this: anytime a bad thing happened to you, the first thing to tell yourself is, if I worry about it, can I change the situation? If your worry can change the situation, then go ahead and worry. Then if your worry cannot change the situation, then why do you have to worry? That's the first way. Just ask yourself, what will my worry do to this very situation? That's the first thing to ask. Then number two, do I have anything to do to change it, to change the situation? If you have a solution to the situation, if maybe the event that happened has a solution, then why the worry? If something that has happened, for example, let me use a failure. Maybe somebody wrote YEILD, wrote JAM. He has been writing JAM, and maybe this time around he felt he did so well and he was supposed to get a very high score, and then he failed. How does he handle it? He tells himself, okay, if I worry, I can't change this score. But if I go back and read, I can make a very good grade. So what to do is you now evaluate your failures and now look for a way to now make sure that does not happen again. That's how to handle it. Then coming to losing a loved one, if you are informed, you are told that the person, maybe your benefactor, who has promised you a lot of things, have just passed away. The things that will go through your mind is, how am I going to pay my bills? This person has promised me a visa to relocate, to go and read, maybe to do my master's or something. Now he's dead. Now you are thinking too much. I'm not going to get help from anywhere. My career has ended. Nobody's going to pay my bills anymore. And then that is beginning to bring depression, and you are losing hope and value for life. That's not how to go about it. Look at how to go about it. First of all, remember that if you worry, you cannot change it. So now, what can you do to help yourself handle it? Tell yourself that no amount of worry can get him back to life. Then the next thing to do is this: what if that person has promised you and he is no more? Then what are you now going to do that he is not? What can you now start re-strategizing on what you need to do to ensure that you help yourself? That's what you need to do. Now, the first thing to do in those kind of situations is to go back, take a retreat. By the retreat you are going to take is, first of all, do a mental deliverance of, I cannot change this situation, so I must accept the reality and look for a way to move on. Now, way to move on is what I want to say. Number one, is there any way I can do to still get around this thing? This person that have died, is it the only person available in the world that can give me access to this? What other people can I approach? Even if they don't have to be your relative, then if you are a Christian, which I expect you to be, what prayer request can I present to God to be able to open another door for me? These are ways to approach it. And then before you know, you are coming out of it. But if you stay in it, sorrow, before you know, the brain cannot handle depression for long. You are going to start having psychosis. You are going to begin to feel that things are moving around you. You are going to start feeling like somebody is chasing you. You are going to start seeing those that love you as your enemies. Because even if they encourage you, you say, are you sure these are not the people that I killed them? You are going to be having mental distortions, and your relationships are going to be affected. So as much as possible, anytime an evil event happens, don't worry, because worry will never change the event. what to do is to go back, have some personal retreat, and re-strategize on the way forward. And then there are some events that you cannot do anything about. Whether maybe you don't even have a way forward. As long as this is no more, there is no way forward, then accept it as a lie, because even if you refuse to accept it, there is nothing that will still happen. So accept it and look for coping mechanisms. For example, some things you cannot change. Maybe you have lost a limb. Maybe you used to be very beautiful, and you had a fire accident, and now your face is now very ugly because the fire has burnt off your face. So you are not able to handle it anymore. You look at yourself in the mirror and you are not able to handle the realities of your new look. So you feel so bad, like, God, why did you allow this kind of thing to happen to me? And then some people will go and take poison and die. No. Now, you can't change it, but there are opportunities in plastic surgery to actually be able to get your face back even finer than it used to be. So you can get a hope in that. So that comes back to what I was saying, that is there anything I can do to solve the situation? As long as there's something to do, then why are you worrying? Then if there is nothing to do, you accept it. Then what to do now? Another thing to do is to go and now look for people that have had similar situation and join their community, because you are now going to look for those that have been able to cope with that situation, discuss with them, and they are going to share their coping mechanisms, and you'll be able to move on. So don't ever, the purpose of this discussion is that your brain cannot handle depression for long. If you allow depression for a long time, you are going to start having psychosis. You are going to start having psychiatric manifestations. You are going to start behaving irrationally because you refuse to come out of depression. That's the purpose. Don't ever let anything depress you, because depression can never and will not change any situation. Anytime event happen, once again, go back to the drawing board. The ones you cannot change, don't worry about them. Accept them and look for coping mechanism and move on. That is the lesson for today. God bless you.